Good morning, everybody. Welcome once again to this series of lessons on demand. Today we're going to have a lesson in English this time, and we're going to talk about the past tense. Recently, we talked about the present tense. It was one of the first lessons for English, but now we're going to talk about the past tense. So far we talked about the present tense, and that refers to things that happen every day or on a daily routine. But in this case, because we're talking about the past tense, we're going to talk about something that already happened, hence the word past. So if I say to you, for example, yesterday I ate, or yesterday I went to school on foot, I am talking about something that already happened. If I say, this morning I walked to school, then the action word walked refers to something that already happened. That is what we call the past tense. And today we're going to talk about different action words, some of which are regular, some of which are irregular, and we're going to talk about the difference between them. Okay? So I'm going to move to the next slide. So what about the past tense? What does it mean? Why do we use it? So it tells us what happened in the past, so something that already happened and cannot be changed. All regular action words have ed at the end, so regular action words are quite easy because all you have to do is add ed to the word. So you change it to the past tense. So for example, if I say, today I walked to school, that's the action word in the present tense. Action word means it shows that I'm doing something, I'm walking. So I walk to school. But if I say yesterday I walked to school, then it means that I've changed that to the past tense. You must learn some of the irregular words in the past tense. It's really important to be able to help you. I'm going to give you a note with a whole bunch of words which are irregular, so that you will know how you can change them to the past tense. Okay, so just to give you a few examples, what does past tense mean? Why do we use it? If I say to you, he walked to school on foot today, the word walked shows that is something that already happened. He already walked to school. Okay, it's not something that happens every day like in the present tense. He walked to school. We're talking about yesterday, the day before yesterday. We could be talking about last week, about last year. He walked to school on foot. All we did basically was add the word ed, the letters ed, to the word walk, and that changes it to the past tense. Instead of he walks, he walked to school on foot every day. He walked to school today. Next, there was an accident in our street this morning. There was an accident. So it's something that happened. The accident already happened. So it's not there is an accident, right now it's happening. There was an accident. Okay, so everything was cleaned up afterwards. The third one, the boy whispered to his friend in class. The word whispered shows you that he already whispered something to his friend. It's not something that's happening right now. It's not something that happens every day, but it's something that just happened. He whispered to his friend. Okay, I've seen it all, and it's already happened. So the boy whispered. All we did basically was add ed to the word whisper. Okay, so all three action words show you that the sentence is in the past tense. I'm going to move to the next. So basically here, I've actually done this with the students in my classroom, and this may not be the most exciting story ever. I actually picked this off way ahead. However, it's got a whole bunch of words in the past tense, and we could describe some of them, we could discuss some of them. So, Emma's mother is a teacher. Okay, it doesn't say Emma's mother was a teacher. She's still a teacher. That's why it's in the present tense. Emma's mother is a teacher. This morning, she wrote the date on the board. And in this sentence, the word wrote shows you that it's something that already happened. She's not writing it now. I'm not sure if she writes it every day, but she wrote it this morning. It happened already. What was the time? The children started the maths lesson. The word started shows you that they've been to the maths lesson already. So the children started the maths lesson in the morning. They waited for the teacher's instructions. The word waited shows that it's in the past tense. There's ed. This ed at the end that shows that it's in the past tense. In the case of wrote, The past tense of write is not righted. Okay, it doesn't make sense. It wouldn't make sense in English. The past tense of write is wrote. Okay, so that is an irregular action word. Because usually for regular action words, all we have to do is add ed. But in that case, it does not follow the rule. Okay? Right, if I were to move to the next, then the children learned English. The teacher read a story to them. Ned did not listen. He talked with Sam, and he did not know what to do. He had to listen to what the teacher was saying. In this case, then the children learned English. The word learned shows you that it's in the past tense. They already learned English. It happened already. The lesson is over. Okay, so ed shows you that the word is in the past tense. The teacher read a story. This word, it's actually not read, but it's read. Read is past tense of read, and even though you write them exactly the same way, the pronunciation is a bit different. So the teacher read a story to them. I read a story every day, but the teacher read a story to them. It's in the past tense. Ned did not listen. So if there's something, if there's a word, an action word, which is in the past tense, we have to use did in this case. Now, because it's negative, he did not listen, he wasn't listening, he wasn't paying attention to the lesson, so I have to use did. Ned did not listen. And since you have the words did not, then the word listen does not carry an ed at the end. We don't say Ned did not listen. We say Ned did not listen. Okay, so if you have a did, you don't use the past tense afterwards. Okay, so Ned did not listen. He talked with Sam. This is past tense as well. He talked with Sam. And he did not know what to do. There's a negative as well, Lara. Did not know. He did not know. So we don't say he did not knew. There's did already, which means that it has to stay in the present tense somehow. So he did not know what to do. He had to listen to what the teacher was saying. The word had is past tense of have or has. Alright? So we have the words learned, talked, read, did not listen, did not know, had. Those are all in the past tense. Okay? Right, I'm going to move to the next part of the story, of the text. The children then did the art lesson. Did is past tense of do. Alright? Today I do my homework. Yesterday I did my homework. It's past tense. Becky painted a great picture. She painted the sea and she also painted a boat. She included the sun and the sky. What happened after the art lesson? So there are a few words that I could spot which are in the past tense already. The first one, for example, is painted, which is past tense of paint. It's regular because all we did was basically add ed at the end. There's the word painted once again, and you can also see the word painted for the third time. Then there's the word included, which is past tense of include. Today I include whatever. Yesterday I included, so there's ed at the end. The sun and the sky. What happened? Happened is also past tense of happen. Alright? Past tense of happen. So what I did, basically, I added ed at the end. So, let me move to the next. The children then learned science. Jill watched a video. Ned and Sam did not watch the video. They chatted with each other. During the music lesson, Ned played the guitar, and Sam sang very well. So, once again, we could spot a few words which are in the past tense. They're called action words because they show us something that they have been doing. Alright? So, if I say to you, the children then learned science, learned is past tense of learn. It's a regular word because there's ed at the end. It's regular, which means it follows the rules. Because usually, when we change a word from the present tense to the past tense, all you have to do is add ed. In this case, this one, the word learn, it follows the rules. But there are some others that do not. Jill watched a video. The word watched is past tense of watch. Today I watched television. Yesterday I watched television. So it's past tense. So all we have to do is add ed at the end. Ned and Sam did not watch the video. Of course, they were doing something else. They were chatting. That's why they did not watch the video. But it's past tense. So There's did not, which means it's in the past tense. And of course, when there's did, of course, you cannot change the word watch into the past tense, okay? Because there's did. It takes over, basically. Ned and Sam did not watch. We don't say Ned and Sam did not watched, but did not watch, okay? So it's past tense. They chatted with each other. The word chatted is basically past tense of chat, to chat. So basically in this case, we had to double the word, the letter T as well, all right? Because when you write chat, it's ch, a, t. But when you write it in the past tense, you have to add a T at the end. So they chatted with each other. During the music lesson, Ned played the guitar. This is easy as well. It follows the rules. So the past tense of play is played. All you do is add ed. And Sam sang very well. Now this one is a bit tricky because the present tense of sang, actually sang is past tense of sing. The past tense of sing is not singed, so it doesn't follow the rule. So the past tense of sing is sang. So I have to change it to the past tense in an irregular way. All right? So then afterwards we had a little bit of a chat in class. We looked at this picture and we talked about what could have happened to this picture. Look at the picture. What happened? There's something going on there, and something must have happened, and you can also pause this video for a while to talk to yourself about things that could have happened to the person who seems to be carried into the ambulance somehow. So, some children in class, if I remember correctly, they said somebody was injured, somebody must have drowned, all right? The ambulance was called, somebody came along to help the man, all right? The ambulance rushed to the beach to help the man. So there are a few words that you could use in the past tense. The ambulance rushed to the beach to help him. You might want to say, for example, someone called the ambulance. The ambulance came along. You might want to say that someone drowned or someone had trouble while he was swimming. So there are a few words that you could use in the past tense here. Okay? You could stop this video for a moment just to have a little bit of a chat, even with yourself. Talk about it, okay? Feel free, don't be scared. Right, I'm going to move to the next picture. Once again, children were invited to look at this picture to see what happened. Some students actually said that he got into trouble because he was involved in a fight with a student. You might want to say, for example, that this student actually fell out with another student. The teacher told the student off because perhaps he did not do his homework. You might want to say that he got in trouble because he talked back to his teacher. So there are a few words that you could think which are in the past tense. Once again, you could stop this video just to have a little bit of a chat with yourself, just to talk about and describe what would have happened to the characters in this picture. Okay, this is something that you can do on your own at home. You can also record yourself, by the way. Okay, so there are a few words that we could use. So in this case, for example, he talked back to the teacher shouted at him, the teacher told him off, he fell out with a student, he fought with a student, he got into trouble for not doing his homework, for example. You could use a negative as well. He did not do his homework. Okay, there are a few words that you could use. Right, I'm gonna go to the last one here, the last picture in this case. We've got a football team here. I believe that for boys this must be very popular. Once again, look at this picture. What happened? And some students said, they shared a few ideas with me and the rest of the class. They said, for example, that they won the World Cup, they won the trophy, they lifted the trophy, they took photos, they cheered. So there are a few words that you could use once again. Remember that we are using the past tense each time. We have to add ed. Some words, they can be changed to the past tense in an irregular way as well. Again, you can stop this video just to talk about this picture and perhaps think a little bit about words that you could use in the past tense in this case. Alright, so I'm going to go to the last one. To go to the success criteria together, there are a few things that you have to keep in mind if you're going to work out the worksheet today. So first you have to add the suffix ed to the action word. For example, help, helped, walk, walked, talk, talked. Those are all words which are regular, so it's quite easy for you to change them to the past tense. Then, for irregular words, it's important to refer to the note. As you know, I always give a note and the worksheet for every lesson, which means that every note could guide you to be able to work out the exercises correctly. So in this case, I'm going to send you the worksheet and the note, so that the note could help you even when doing the exercise on the worksheet. All right, that's really important. Please refer to it. Now you have to watch out for the action word to be. This is the hardest. Okay, when we talk about the action word to be, we are referring to words such as is, was, are, were, even am. For example, if I say I am very happy today, that's present tense. It's talking about something that's happening right now. I am happy today. If I'm talking about yesterday, I have to say I was happy today. Yesterday. I was happy yesterday. Sorry. I was happy yesterday. Okay, so the past tense of am is was. Alright? I am happy today. Yesterday I was happy. Now, even if we talk about somebody who is a male or a female, for example, he is happy today. Yesterday he was happy. Even if it's a female. So she is happy today. Yesterday she was happy. If we're talking about more than one person, so there's like a group sort of, the students are happy today. Yesterday the students were happy. Okay, so if it's plural, if we're talking about more than one person, that becomes were. So you change it from are to were. Now, I want to refer back to this note because it's really important. So basically it tells you what the past tense is all about. So as you can see, it means we're talking or we're writing about something that already happened. Regular action words, those are the easiest. So we walked all the way to school today. Mom prepared lunch and left it on the table. I wanted to eat a slice of pizza. So all action words, walked, prepared, wanted, they're all regular because all you have to do is add ed. In the case of irregular action words, you will have to learn these well because you cannot add ed. So the list of action words are all irregular, the list that's coming on very soon. Some examples are bought, caught, felt, went. We don't say I buyed or I catched, okay? That's bad English. Okay, the past tense of buy is bought. The past tense of catch is caught. The past tense of feel is felt. Okay, the past tense of go is went. So it changes completely. Okay, now when we write questions in the past tense, we have to include the word did in the question. Of course, you cannot turn the action one in the past tense in that case. These are some examples. Why did you come today? We don't say why did you came. Why did you come today? How did she speak to you? It's past tense, there's did. Where did you go this year? Why didn't she tell me? This is negative. So this is a list of action words which are irregular. For example, become, became, beat, it stays the same, beat, bend, bent, begin, began. So all of them, if you go through them, there's a whole list. And I gave you the whole list because I think that it would be helpful for you when working on exercises involving the past tense. After that, I'm going to give you this worksheet. In the first exercise, it asks you what happened in each picture. So to give you an example, number 1, these cars crashed into each other in the highway. If I give you an example for number 2, you might want to say, his mother was worried sick about him because he hasn't returned home. So his mother was worried sick. Number 3, there's a boy, he's looking underneath the table. You might want to say, this young boy lost his remote and he's looking for it. Okay, but he lost the remote, so it's past tense. You might want to discuss, to talk about or to write about the rest of the pictures on your own. For exercise B, you have a sentence and you have to change to the past tense. For example, she her car this morning. There's wash in brackets, so you have to change it to past tense. So number 1, she washed her car this morning. Number 2, last year we to Spain and it was great. The word is travel. To change that to the past tense, last year we traveled to Spain and it was great. Okay, so you just go through all of them. There are 12 of them. Now exercise C, we skipped it in class. And then we did exercise D. So, number 1, how did she repair the computer? She repaired the computer by calling the technician. There's a mistake here, by the way. It should read A here, not O. Number 2, if I were you, I would read the sentence first. She shouted because she was irked by what he said. And a good question would be, why did she shout? Not shouted, but shout. Why did she shout? Number 3, the plants died because no one was watering them. A good question in English would be, why did the plants die? So basically, you have to take the first 2 or 3 words. Now, why did the plants die? Number 4, when here, she came at around 6 in the evening. When did she come here? Okay, so all you have to do is work out till 7 basically. Alright, so in class actually we did exercises A, B, and we also did D. Okay, that was in class basically. Alright, so that was the lesson, my lesson for today. If you have any difficulties, make sure you talk to me, you try and communicate with me through Teams. I could answer you back anytime. Alright, so please make sure you refer back to me. Tom, always refer to the lesson, that's really important. Make sure to watch the lesson first and then you go for the worksheet. Okay, any questions, make sure you ask me. See you and be sure to stay in good health. Ciao, ciao.